Hi guys, my name is Annie Renita and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, just to give you a brief about what kind of content I put out on my channel, I make videos of song covers, I make dance videos, and I do makeup tutorials. And for today's makeup look, I'm gonna be creating a makeup look that is inspired by the Pride Month, which is currently going on. And I just hope it's not too late. Before we start with our makeup look, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have already prepped my skin with the daily skincare routine that I do for the day. And before we get started with the base, I want to make sure that we have like a primer on. I'm gonna be using the pore minimizing primer, which is by Sugar. This is an absolutely amazing product. It has a skin perfecting formula which lasts up to 12 hours and gives you all control. It can be applied in small amount over the entire face prior to the makeup application, helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and pores for a visibly softer skin. For foundation, I'm using the Dior's Forever Skin Glow Foundation in the shade 4W, named as Warm and Glow. This is a 24-hour radiant foundation which helps in perfecting the skin texture and provides hydration to your skin. Also has a concentrated floral scent to it with sunscreen with a broad spectrum of SPF 15. I use this foundation occasionally only, and the reason I chose this foundation for today's makeup look is because it has really good coverage and lasts super long and leaves the skin with a very dewy effect. The key to attaining a flawless base is blending. So you could either use your fingers or a buffing brush or a beauty blender in order to do so, like I did. For brightening some parts of my face and for concealing the blemishes on my face, I'm using the LA Girls Pro Conceal, which is a HD concealer in the shade Pure Beige. For hydration and dewy glow, I'm going to be using a facial spray with aloe herbs and rosewater by Badescu Skincare. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, so excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrongly. For filling my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Instant Lift Brow Pencil by e.l.f. in the shade Deep Brown. Brush through the eyebrow hairs with a spoolie that's there on the other end of the pencil in order to make them look natural. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be using two different palettes. The first palette that I'll be using is by Makeup Revolution London Creative Volume 1 palette. And the shades I'll be using are Trendsetter, Visionary, and Terrority. I'm going to be using a blending brush in order to infuse those colors into each other. For the other eyelid, I'm going to be using the same palette, but the shades that I'll be using are Inspired, Magic Trick, and Individual. Similar to the first eyelid, I'm going to be using a blending brush in order to infuse the eyeshadow shades into each other. Under my eyelid, I'm going to be using the same shades that I used on top of my eyelid, and I'm going to join the ends together. I'm going to be using the shade Black Heart from the same eyeshadow palette on the inner corner of my eyes. Blend the eyeshadow into the lighter shade just next to it so that it looks seamless. I know it's difficult to work with black, but I'm just gonna try anyway. For adding some glitter and sparkle, I'm going to be using the shade Glitz from Natasha Denona's Retro palette. For bronzing and contouring, I'm going to be using the M&M's Face Designing Contouring palette. For defining my eyes, I'm going to be using Lakme Absolute's Shine Line eyeliner. Next, I used a white eyeliner on my waterline, as you can see. For blush, I'm using the Huda Beauty's Cheeky Tint blush stick in the shade Rebel Red. You can layer it up as you want, but as it's super pigmented, you don't want to go overboard, so gradually build it up. For blending the blush, you could either use your fingers or a brush or makeup sponge. I'm using the Wet n Wild's Megaglo highlighting powder in the shade 321 B Precious Petals on the high points of my face. For the lips, I'm using a dark brown lip pencil, and as it has a very creamy formula, I'm gonna be filling them up. And this shade is so pretty. I'm applying a metallic lipstick which can be used as an eyeshadow as well, which is by Nykaa in the shade Poker Face. Look how fine it is. Wow. For setting the makeup look in place, I'm gonna be using a setting spray by NYX's Professional Makeup, which has a dewy finish. And that's all.